Hey guys, it's Lindsay at the blog Repurpose and Upcycle, and today I want to talk to you about how to paint IKEA furniture. And really, can you paint IKEA furniture? So what I'm doing today is I have this desk that I'm going to mount on the wall, but before I mount it, I want to paint it. I don't want this generic IKEA particle board laminate look, so I want to give it a little bit of color. So before I do that, I want to show you guys the steps I'm going to use on how to paint IKEA furniture and the right way to do it. Before we paint any sort of surface or any sort of IKEA furniture, we need to know specifically what it's made out of. I'd say 90 to 95% of IKEA furniture, in my opinion, looks to be just a heavy particle board with laminate. I painted quite a few laminate cabinets, so I've learned the hard way, the right way to do it and the wrong way to do it. And I'm going to show you guys the right way to paint laminate today, because IKEA furniture is basically just a heavy particle board covered with a laminate. The key to painting any sort of laminate or IKEA furniture is primer. If you don't use the right primer, or even use a primer, nothing's going to stick to it and it's just going to be a disaster. So my choice is always the Zinsser primer. This is the water-based. I use the water-based because a lot of times I paint inside and I don't like the heavy oil-based smells that come from an oil-based primer. So my choice is just a water-based primer, and I love Zinsser. You can use the oil-based. Some people say it stands up better to wear and tear. I just don't like the smell, so I can't handle it. Number two, a roller. You want either a really, really fine paintbrush or a roller, or better yet, a paint sprayer where you could get a really smooth finish, because you want it to look like it's professionally done. You don't want it to look like a really poor paint job where you can see the brush strokes. So I've got my paint roller, I've got my paintbrush, I've got my paint bucket, I've got my primer, I've got my paint, and I believe that if you do the right kind of primer, you do it well, you can use really any sort of generic paint, a good paint, but you know, a generic paint. It doesn't have to be chalk paint, it doesn't have to be milk paint. I'm just using a very generic latex paint. And then the other very important part to painting IKEA furniture is a top coat. I believe in a polyacrylic top sealer. This stuff works wonders. I've used this on my dining room table. It has held up beautifully. I used this when I painted my kitchen cabinets. I wipe it down daily with a Clorox wipe, and it works beautifully. So I'm big on the polyacrylic, and this is a water-based sealer. Like I said, I'm not big on the oil-based anything when it's inside the house because I can't handle the smell. Okay, once you've got your primer and you've got your roller or your paint sprayer, you're ready to go. Now put your first coat of primer on it and let it dry. Okay, I've got the first layer of primer done. It's good and smooth. Side note, you can see that I'm using a gray primer. It doesn't really matter. You can use gray or white. I've used both. I don't really see the benefit to either or. I just happen to have gray, so that's why I'm using gray. But we're going to let this sit for, I'd say probably an hour, and then I'm going to put a second coat of primer just to make sure you can't see any of the original finish. Hey guys, I wanted to show you pretty much the final product. I have 2 coats of primer, 2 coats of paint, and 2 coats of sealer on this. I have the sealer on this one. I haven't put the sealer on this one yet, but I wanted to show you this was the original IKEA finish, and this is what it looks like painted. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm going to be coming up with quite a few more how-to videos, how to chalk paint, how to milk paint. So make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to see what the final product looks like, I'll do a YouTube video on that too. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks guys.